Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play LOTRO with me, Balthelion, where once again we find ourselves questing in the Bonevales. So last time we just picked up a couple of quests from Echad, which means we now have to go eastwards to where there's this big valley down here. And I need to hopefully pay a bit more attention to the items that are going to drop in my pending loot. So we need to seal cairn openings, and I can't remember if I think these are all up on the passage above the valley, if I'm not mistaken. Probably. I'm probably going to make quite a few friends running up here as well. We also need to defeat 8 wights in this area, and we're probably going to get a couple of quest drop items as well, so we should probably pay attention to the pending loot. Now, this is either going to be completely right or completely wrong. Maybe we come down here as a follow-up quest and I'm getting my quests confused. So I think it probably is the cairns downstairs then. Okay, right, so back we go. Actually, no, we are in the right area for cairn openings. Finding rest. It is allegedly this area. Okay, we're going to have to deal with you boys if you're going to get that rowdy. To spank you guys. And hopefully as well, once I've found a bit of time where I'm not fighting stuff and in need of looking where the hell I'm going, we can hopefully cross off the last few champion trait tree set bonuses for the yellow trait line. Because I think we've covered the first 3, but we've still got 4 down the bottom we haven't talked about yet, so we'll see if we can do that. Right, I've got to just jump down here, sod it. Wooden chest, that's not what we need. Okay, so the cairns are at the bottom. I'm thinking of a different quest later. I've made a friend somewhere. Is he just running down the hill? Yes, he is. Okay. Fine. If you want to run down the hill, I suppose you are a skeleton. You are dead already. You've got nothing left to lose if you slip and take a tumble. Okay, so that's number 2. Now, where we are now is actually in the bone quarry. So this guy should count. All these guys actually in the valley should count. The one that ran down the hill after me won't count. So if I just group up a few of these guys, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, that would do. Alright, we'll just spank with you guys, hit a load of AoEs. And hopefully you kill them before they kill me, because they're starting to do a bit of damage when they team up in big teams like that. There we go. So there's more than enough cairns that you can close. We only need 3 of them. There's probably about 5 or 6. We need 2 more guys. There's one over here. Hopefully there's a second one. Yep. So I need 1. I need 2. And these will be the last 2 that I need. And then once we've done that, we can go back. Now we're probably going to have, there we go, a tainted chain in our bags, which just reminded me of something else I want to do as well. So let's just kill this guy because he's casually hitting us while we're looking at our pending loot. Actually, I'm going to have quite a lot of these chains in my bags now. God damn it. Right. Activate the quest. We have to talk to Ilar at his camp in the Bonevales. So this takes us north to another guy who is separate from where we started earlier. So make sure you activate that in your bags, otherwise you're going to have to come back to him, and it will be slightly annoying. So it should just be around here and then to the eastwards again. So let's just have a look. What is our next set bonus in our tree? Exchange of blows. So this reflects a portion of damage taken for a moderate duration. So we get ourselves a new skill, which is going to be this one. So we get a skill which has a 40-second cooldown. We need 2 further to activate the skill. Oh boy, I'm making some friends here. 2 further to activate the skill. Let's just put it over there so it's not going to get covered in my other tooltips. So it means that when mobs hit us, we still take 100% of their damage. But at the same time, we reflect 50% of the damage they do to us back to them. So if they did 100 damage to us, we reflect 50 damage back to them, which is quite nice. I mean, it's kind of like a bit like Burglar's Knives Out skill, where you can reflect some damage. It just means, obviously, that they die quicker because they're hurting themselves as well as any damage that you're doing to them. So if you are fighting a large group of mobs, like earlier when I grouped up like 6 guys in one go. 15-second duration, that's the perfect thing for, you've got a large group of mobs around you, let them hurt themselves, throw in all your AoE, and you can murder things fairly quickly. It's on a 40-second cooldown, so it's not too bad. You're not going to be spamming it on cooldown, but those situations where you've got a big pool, it should be off cooldown by then, so you should be okay, really. So it's quite nice to have. So that was the 4th one in the tree. We'll cover the last 3 in a bit. So we've got 3 quests.
You are welcome here, as long as you do not trouble us.
So he's saying he recognises the train link. It's probably something to do with some dark ritual, because what isn't going to be in the Bonevales? So we've got a jacket, which we've seen before. We've got some shoulders. I'm not sure if we've seen those before, but nothing too fancy just yet. So hand that one in.
Greetings. Will you remain here long?
So then we've got a sword. So that's not too bad. It's a fairly straightforward. It's a clean looking sword. Not too shabby, not too fancy. Fairly standard design. I've got some boots, which again, they're fairly plain design. I think we've seen that one before. So, and then the last quest doesn't give us anything. Lovely.
Us to give welcome to Devodion.
So we're going to have 2 quests here. So Link in the Chain, I think, is going to be follow up to the one that we had in our pending loot.
It is not our custom
to find chain links.
Devodion, but perhaps you may be of help to me.
And the other one is to defeat Whites near Plas-maru and defeat the Agon Captain. So where are we going? We're going east from this guy, which is going to take us to another valley, a bit like the Bone Quarry. Or was this? No, this is Plas-maru, isn't it? There we go. The Bone Quarry was the first valley. Here's the captain guy that we need. So I guess if we just drag him with some friends, how many people do we need? 10. Actually, there's a few of these captain guys. Okay. I think I prefer to kill normal Whites rather than the boss sort of ones, just because they're a bit stronger. I mean, it wouldn't really bother me. I am 4 levels above these guys, so it's not the end of the world. And I still kill them fairly quickly anyway. There we go. So murder him. Let's just have a look at this backpack. So we're getting chain links off of the Whites just by generically killing them, so we'll easily complete that one in time. Okay, so we need 1, 2, 3. Oh, am I rooted? Got stuck there. 4. Are they coming? Come on. Gather around, boys. I need to AoE you. So that'll be 7, then we just need 3 more after these guys, so shouldn't be too hard. There's no one else around. There was someone questing around here earlier before I started recording, but I think they might have finished. They're sufficiently far ahead of me in questing. So what do we need? That and 2 more. Oh, sod it. Come then, captain guy, you can join us as well. And this boy, that'll make 10. Right. So just make the captain our primary target, because we should hopefully do a bit more damage to him as well with our basic attacks. Now, I think both of these will take us back to Ilar. There we go. And I think we don't come back to Plas-maru again. I think we end up going back to the Bone Quarry and then up in the hills. So let's just filter out some of this rubbish. Tainted chains, what I had before. Oh, god damn it. Why'd there have to be a white there? Dicer. So filter out these allies because I don't want them for the other classes. Loot some of this crap. Oh, I'm trying to press buttons without looking at them. There we go. Right, the rest I can loot. So speak to Ilar. These chains are indeed the ones that were gifted to the Deep League. Yes, because everything here is Deep League. Who would have guessed it?
Welcome here, as long as you do not trouble us.
Okay, so we've got a robe here, which is reasonably fancy. So if you're looking for like a bit of a posh roby dress, goes fairly well on like a man or an elf character. I don't know how well it dyes actually. Let's have a look. So we dye that red, for example. So yeah, it's just going to be the outside of it. You're still going to have like the black and gold trim. probably would look nice in black, maybe. We get one in black. Just like a nice fancy silky robe. So yeah, it's not too bad of a cosmetic. Maybe something good for like a lore master or an elf. And the gauntlets, nothing too fancy, fairly plain gauntlet. The whole of that will die except for the little star on the wrist there. So hand that in. And what's he got next?
Even the Ucluth have need of help on occasion.
Okay, so now we're just going back to Naeglank. So while we're riding back then, let's have a look at some more traits. So number 5 is Ardour Increase. So if you remember, our first set bonus in this was Ardour, which reduces power costs of our skills for each further pip we have in our champion bar up to a maximum of 5 further. So that's up to 25% power cost reduction, and I didn't mean to press the close button there. So we just get more bonuses from that, basically. So it increases our damage. So let's talk about that bit first. Which one am I going? West. So for each further pip, we do 5% more damage. So that's nice. So if I use a skill while I have 5 further, it will do 25% more damage. Obviously, it might consume further, and the next skill might not have that damage bonus. So it's always good to build up, to 5 further before you did your big damage skill. And then the second part of it is it increases your tactical mitigation. That's the guy I saw earlier. Increases your tactical mitigation by a certain rating. It varies depending on your character's level per further pip. So I'm not sure how much that gives you. But obviously tactical mitigation is good because it mitigates you against tactical attacks. So anyone doing any like spells, like fire and shadow and poison and that kind of stuff, it means you will take less damage from those kinds of attacks. So that's always quite nice. But in terms of how much it gives, it's going to vary depending on your level. So I'm not going to try and calculate it at the minute. But it's nice to have. It's something you're getting for free, so you can't complain even if it is a very small amount. So we're talking to Naeglank, who is over here.
Greetings, friend of the Grey Company.
So yes, these chains confirm that Trehin Brenin is complicit in these actions. One of our allies, Lucu, is actually his daughter, and now I fear for her safety. So Daddy's a bad man.
May go on and stay a moment and speak with me.
Why are you saying May go on? And you're a man, not an elf, but whatever. So we've got a solo instance now. So before our imprisonment, we had heard rumours that the Brenin of the Div League, Treherne, had begun to fall to dark influences. He's been experimenting with voodoo. His daughter, Lucu, fearing the decisions that he was making, sought assistance from us. Recently, she has become missing. Become missing? Is that grammatically accurate? I don't know. And we fear the worst. One of our scouts saw her being brought to Plas-maru, which most certainly bodes ill for her. Will you enter that terrible place and find her? Speak with me when you're ready to leave. I was just there. We could have searched for her. She wasn't there a minute ago. But alright, we'll come with you, sir.
A great number of the Dive League was seen entering the great cairn, Plas-maru. Perhaps it is here that we might discover what causes the dead to stir in the Bonevales.
So we're now going into the actual cairn and seeing what's inside. So I'm not sure if this is a multiple path one or not. I think there might be a lever at some point. It's where I think we are. Okay, we do seem to have multiple choices here, so let's just go this way first and see what happens. Take our white bro with us. Got another white bro. Donk. We'll just keep going until we either hit some kind of end or we've got enough mobs that we can have some fun with the AoE. Down we go. There we go. There's the lever. This is the room up. Yeah, this is the instance I thought I was in. Right, so AoE. Murder these boys. Obviously, you guys don't have to just run past and group them up at the end, but if you can, it's quicker, so always nice. Right, we have a lever here, which we can throw. And this lever will help open this door over here, but we need to find the other 2 levers. Now, conveniently, the second lever is right near us. Now, I don't know which way around you can get to those other paths, but eventually you will end up in this room one way or another anyway. So those 2 are very close to the edge. The third one shouldn't be too far down here. I think, yeah, there we go. So, if we went forwards from the first room, it would have brought us out of that second lever there. And the third lever would just have to fight a sort of semi-boss mob over here. So once we've murdered him, we've got a lever behind him that we can pull. And that is the 3rd and final lever. And then we can go deeper into the instance. Discover what is causing the whites to stir within the Bonevales. It's voodoo. Told you. Someone is messing around in the dark arts that they shouldn't be. And I think we all know who that's going to be. Defeat the chieftain and his fell spirit companion. How dare you interfere with our work? My daughter is a trivial price to pay to reclaim what should have been ours ages ago. Finish the ceremony while I deal with these meddlers. Why are you saying these meddlers if it's a solo instance and one of us is allowed in at a time? Is that a bit of a bug from when they were going to allow more than one person in? I don't know. Well, the spirit's coming after us now. Why must I suffer these interruptions? Do you not realize that you are but puppets in my hand? Okay, that voice is going to make me choke. So, Angry Spirit is going to die pretty soon. To the sheer power of my AoE. We've defeated Moston, now we can free Lucu. So, the Brenning guy, the chief, has now buggered off via the magic portal at the back of the room to leave the instance. So let's speak to her.
You're welcome here, as long as you don't trouble us.
I'm welcome as long as I don't trouble you. Well, I won't trouble you then. I'll leave you tied up to a pole, shall I? If that's too much trouble for you. So we've freed her now. We need to go back and speak to Naeglank. So we're going to just walk outside with her. And hand this in.
Friend of the Grey Company.
So we've got leggings, which I can't really see, but I don't remember any of the legs being any interest, because at this point in the game you don't really have legs visible unless you're running very specific cosmetics, because normally you have a chest piece which gives you a bit of a tunic or something. So gauntlets, a bit more of like a padded gauntlet on the outside there, like some leather padding, but otherwise it's a fairly plain cosmetic. And then we've got a ring and just reworked armour, so we'll take that. Got a follow-up, 2 follow-ups.
The Grey Company is grateful for your aid.
So this is the quest that I was getting confused with earlier. So this is over by the Bone Quarry, but in the hills. So along the valley wall above the Bone Quarry, a small set of cairns trail further to the west. A large number of whites have been drawn to this area for some unknown reason. Can you seek out the whites in these cairns and banish them from the Bonevales? It is troubling that the foul demons have begun to move more freely. Travel eastwards along the ridge above the Bone Quarry and follow the valley to its end. There you will find the cairns in question. When you have done this, seek Mare among the cairns. So again, we're going to have a bunch of cosmetics as options to take from that.
Stay a moment and speak with me.
And then second part of this, scatter the ashes before the undisturbed cairns. I have spoken with my Dunlanding allies, and they seem to have a belief that spreading ashes before the cairns of the dead will prevent the whites from escaping their tombs, though I have my doubts about the veracity of this claim. Nevertheless, I have promised that this task will be performed before I leave this place. Will you help me? Travel due east from his camp, along the southern fork. There you will find the cairns before which you should spread these ashes. When you have done this, find Mare among the cairns. So accept that. And I think we'll stop there then for this one. That's probably about enough time for that. And next episode we will go explore the Eastern Valley. So until then, see you guys later.